everyone, this is Becca from Becca's Music Room. I am a teacher blogger who talks about teacher tips, teacher life, teacherpreneurs, and all things that might hopefully make your life just a little bit easier. Tali, my dog, and I are here today to talk about my first 6 months on TPT. Now, if you saw my first month of TPT video, you might be thinking, wait a second, this isn't your 6 months of TPT because it's the end of April, at least when I'm filming this, and I don't even know when it's gonna go up. And you would be correct. My first 6 months of TPT actually ended in February, so I was like, oh, well, I'll make this video in March. And then it just never happened. So it is the last week in April and I'm finally making it happen. But I'm still gonna talk about the first 6 months and just kind of pretend that I don't know what happened these last two. Throughout this video, I'm going to talk about like number of products, things that I learned in the months that made things a lot easier or better just in general, and also talk about some specific money amounts of how much I made each month. If that makes you feel uncomfortable, go ahead and click out of the video now, but I know when I first started blogging, I really wanted to know about how much you could make blogging and how you actually made that figure, so I would like to do that for TPT. Of course, you might make a lot more or a lot less, just depending on how many products you have, how much of a following you have, as well as like your niche, I don't know how to say that word, but like I sell music products, so not everyone can buy my stuff because it doesn't help everybody, but also there's less people selling in my subsection of TPT, so I don't know if that helps or hurts me, but keep those things in mind while we talk about things, and I will let you know how it's been going. All right, so I started my TPT shop in September, like right at the end of September, and in September I made a whole, like get brace for it, $7.25. No, I'm not gonna lie, I was just excited that anybody was buying any of my stuff, and if you want to know more about the first month specifically, you can check out my first month of TPT video, but I'm not gonna focus on that because I do already have a video about it. So in October, I started getting a little better. By the end of October, I had about 12 products, some of those being free products and some of them being paid for. My goal for October, because I always think you should have a goal, was to make $16. I did not hit that goal. I made $9.28 in October, but you know, I thought that was okay, not great, but I figured as long as I was moving up from the month before, then it should be fine. In October, I went through and made square covers for all of my TPT products, which helped a lot because people could see on like a little bit better what it actually was. They looked more attractive, and now I have a cohesive brand. If you look at my TPT shop, they all have that like pink stripe and same font and stuff like that to make it very recognizably me. I might be the only one right now who can recognize it, but I can still recognize it. Also in October, I started adding some extra features like talking about my products on my blog and also talking about them on YouTube. Specifically, I have a few products that are in Spanish, like Spanish folk songs or Spanish words, and it occurred to me that not everybody speaks Spanish, but they might like to do the Spanish stuff anyway. So because that occurred to me, and I actually do speak a good bit of Spanish, I'm not Hispanic, but I do know how to speak Spanish, I put up some videos with pronunciation guides and explanations, but they hit more in November, but it did make a huge difference into how many things I sold. As soon as I had that YouTube pronunciation guide, the sales went up a lot. So little things like that that you can offer to help people for free, because I did that, you know, on YouTube for free, really make a huge difference. Since I didn't hit my money goal in October, I decided to keep the same goal for November, so my goal was $16. I had a hard time trying to figure out how many products I actually posted in November, but I do know that I had 8 holiday themed products that did go up during November. So 8 seasonal holiday products. I wouldn't recommend doing that your first year, except that I was using all of those in my classroom. So to me, it wasn't a lot of extra work to make them happen to put on the website. If you were just starting out, I wouldn't suggest making that many seasonal products if you are not using them in your classroom, just kind of as a caveat. Instead of the $16, I made $44.28. That was because of the TPT Cyber Monday sale. So that was really cool. I didn't even know that TPT like did those big sales previous to that. But if you don't know, TPT does like quarterly sales that make you a lot of money, which is really, really super nice. So there was one for Cyber Monday and I made a lot of money. So that took me to my $60 between the 44 and the 2 months prior. So I used that $60 to pay for my premium membership so that now I get a higher percentage of each product sale, which is awesome. And you will see that jump momentarily because when we go to December, my dog just brought me a tennis ball and like dropped on my lap. So when we got to, would you stop? What would you want? So when we got to December, I was now a premium seller. I had decided that my goal was gonna be, I actually never made a goal for December, probably because I was just really busy. I was like looking back, I have this super cute Kate Spade notebook where I do all my monthly planning. If you're interested in knowing more about that, I can make a video about that. Just let me know down below that that's something you would like to see. And so I have one for each month where I write down how much money I want to make, things I need to do, blog posts I need to write, that kind of stuff. And I didn't do one for December, but I still made $128.40 in December, which was awesome. Like I was blown away by how much growth happened between November and December. Like, you know, you think in October I made $9, is that what I said? Yeah, $9. And then in December I made like $120 more than that. Like that was just so crazy to me and I was super excited. Part of that was all of the holiday things and also upgrading to the premium seller made a huge difference, but it still just was like blowing me away. In January, I decided that I would put my goal at $150. I thought that was pretty reasonable since I had made $129 or 28, whatever I said, the month before, and I ended up making $196. In January, I started to do some product lines. So I took my matching games that I had made for my snowmen in December and started making them for other seasons. I also started making some games called Kaboom that I love and making them for all sorts of different things. Those sell very, very well. And also I discovered Pinterest ads. Prior to this, I had thought like I didn't have money to do Pinterest ads. I thought you had to have a lot of money, but you really don't. You can set it for $1 a day and you can even set like the range of dates. So if you only have $7 to spend on marketing, you could just do, all right, I'm gonna pay $1 a day to promote this pin for a week. And there you go. You know, you can start out really cheap, really easy. And that was really awesome to me. So that started then. And also on Pinterest, you know, once someone pins something to their board, even if you paid for that pin, then more people see it and more people pin it. So it just keeps going. And that has made a huge difference, even just like from January until February, which would be my last one. So my 6th month of TPT was February 2019. And in February, by the end of February, I had 58 products. So that gives you a little idea of where I am. My goal was $200 since I had made $196. I thought that was reasonable. And I actually made $373.52. Now there was another sale, but still I was like, holy stinking cow. Like that was so much more than I thought was gonna happen. And it was just so awesome and so blown away. Now some of you might be watching this and be like, oh my gosh, like you only made $370? Like that's nothing. And other people might be like, oh my gosh, you made $373. What? How is that possible? Again, it's going to be totally different depending on what kind of products you make, how you market them, how many followers, what email, if you have an email list, like all those kind of things. I had a blog for a whole year before I started doing TPT, and I think that kind of gave me a bit of a jump start. And then again, the Pinterest ads and all that kind of stuff, like everything just goes together and it helps. Since then, I have been making even more money the past 2 months. Yeah, March and now April, because I've already surpassed my April goal. And so I'm excited to see how much more it's gonna grow. I have like no idea what to expect over the summer. I have no idea what to expect for back to school. Like I don't know how much more it's going to get, but I'm excited to see where it leads. Out of all of my very limited TPT knowledge now, I do want to leave you with a couple little points. So number one, advertising. Like, you really don't have to pay much. It does make a huge difference. So I've only done Pinterest ads so far, but if you're more familiar with Facebook, do some Facebook ads. If you like Instagram, do some Instagram ads. Whatever you want, just like do something, because it does make a huge difference. Number two, gotta have those square covers. When I see products that don't have those square covers, like, I don't even look at them, honestly, because if you look, like, normally the first page will be so small that you can't see anything, or it has that like little PDF sign. You don't want that. You don't want that. Make a square cover. Some people use PowerPoint. I use canva.com, and I have like a template, and so I literally just like switch out the background, switch out the name, switch out the pictures, and we're done. Easy peasy. Number three, do set goals every month. So set both a money goal and also an like activity goal. Is that what I want to say? I don't know. So set a goal for how much money you want to make. Also set a goal for what you need to do. So I need to write this many blog posts. I need to make this many products. I want to do this. I want to do that. The more you plan on the front end, the better it is. Like, seriously, truly, I think I will make that monthly planning video, because it does really change your life. I promise. So, and then also be strategic with your products. So when I have an idea for a product, one of the first things that I do is actually type it into TPT and see if other people have made them. Because if other people have like really awesome products that are the same thing that I'm gonna make, is that really the best use of my time? No. Like, for example, I was watching The Sound of Music with my second graders, and I was like, I should make a TPT product for Sound of Music. And I typed it in, and I was like, oh, all these other people have done that. Yeah, well, I'll spend my time on other things. Now, if I was using it in my classroom, I would for sure put it up. If I was, or if I had like a really great idea that was different, or I wanted something different than what someone else had, then definitely make it. Like, I'm not saying you can't make something because someone else has made it. I'm just saying, think about the best use of your time, and if you can make something no one else has, it's gonna be better than something that everybody else has. Along with that, a lot of people in like the music scene are really good at making like these things or those things or whatever. I have kind of found like things that I'm good at. Like my Kaboom games have my centers activities have been really doing well with Kaboom and with matching and other little activities that go with that. Those have gone really well, and also like my sub plans do really well, and music activities based on books do really well for me personally. And then other things don't do quite as well for me personally, like song lessons with like PowerPoints and all these things. I just feel so bad because I like put so much effort into them, and then not many people buy them. But I still put them up because, again, I'm using them in my classroom. So it's very, you know, if I'm already using it in my classroom, I already made it. It's not that much more work to put it onto TPT. So I always do that anyway. It can only help. And then also promote your stuff really early, especially if it's seasonal. I've seen this because I've been doing my matching games and doing different seasons. So I did like snowmen, I did hearts, I did shamrocks, I did Easter eggs. And some of them did significantly better than others. And the reason I think it was because I promoted them earlier. So like my Valentine's Day ones did really well because I promoted them earlier. My Easter ones did not do very well. I don't know if it's because everyone was on spring break, or it was just they didn't want them, or I think it's that I didn't promote them early enough, and that kind of hindered me. So I hope you enjoyed finding out about everything I learned and everything I made in the first 6 months of TPT. If the money talk made you uncomfortable, well then sorry. But I hope you found that helpful, just to kind of know maybe where I'm at versus where you're at. Again, it's gonna be totally different depending on who you are, what you're making, how many products you have. At this time I have like 107, I think. So that, you know, obviously you're gonna make a lot more money if you have 107 products versus like 10 products. So bear those things in mind. Don't feel bad if your numbers are not as high as me. If your numbers are higher, then feel free to feel awesome. And I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Let me know down in the comments any specific questions that you have, any video ideas you would like to see, and anything else you want to let me know. And have a wonderful, wonderful week.